This current virus thing hasn't really been a big deal for me. I haven't lost my job. They're still debating whether or not they're going to do any pay cuts or furlough us or anything. And if they do, it'll be well within the amount of money I can absorb to lose. It'll just come out of my fund money budget. I know a few people who have died from it. They're not people who were emotionally important. They talk all the time on the news about the economy turning down, but my investments are up, so I must be invested in things that are essential industries or things that people continue to buy even when there's nowhere to go and nothing to do. And I'm still free to move around, and I mean, there's nothing fun to do, but you know, I felt that same way as a small child on the weekends. Why are the weekends so long? The worst thing about this is that in an hour, just over an hour from now, I will be burying the last of the dogs in my family. And the two major reasons why this bothers me are, number one, because it's the last of the dogs. She was born about a week from now, 13 years ago. And we picked her up right before I started working where I'm working. So for all the time I've been there, she's been part of our life. And when my dog died last year, I consoled myself that I at least had her left, and she helped me cope with losing him. And now I don't know who will help me cope with losing her, even though she wasn't mine. She's been here. She's the only dog I've had in the other car I bought. I had it before my dog died, but I didn't take him in it because he was bleeding and I didn't want to stay in the seat. But she's been in it when I brought her over here March 18th and had her spend the night. And she's been in this house. She spent most of the time she was here sniffing around looking for my dog, all the places that smelled like him. And a lot of those places probably don't smell like him anymore because I've had all the flooring replaced. So a lot of whatever essence they leave behind will be gone now. But the other reason why it really breaks my heart is we're supposed to social distance and not put other people at risk, which meant since I live by myself, I haven't touched anybody since March. Not even for my birthday. Except for I had physical affection from this dog. She would not stop licking my face. My parents, my mom especially, theorized that it was because I also had fur on my face, and she was fascinated. But I learned in January of this year why dogs lick your face, and I decided that as much as I don't really like it that much, I was going to let her do it because it was a way to let her show her affection. And now that she doesn't lick it anymore, I find that I miss it. She last licked my face, I think it was Sunday, and I've seen her 3 times this week. And she sniffs it, but she does not lick me anymore. She lets me pet her. And it's good to be able to touch something with skin on that loves you. That's probably been the worst thing about this quarantine is we're not supposed to be alone, And I don't mean in like a relationship sense, but we're not supposed to all be isolated on mountains in Tibet. And even those people aren't isolated all the time for year and year and year and year. We're social animals too. Not like dogs are. But we share enough in common that they look forward to our presence and participation. One of the funny things last night that deserves to be remembered is she was propping her head up against the cage to keep her eyes so that when she had the strength to open them, even though she couldn't hold her head up, that she wouldn't miss a thing, that her life over the last year and a half has been getting better and better. More visits from me, treats, walks, activities as a family. She had to come over here and spend the night. I mean, like with my dog, where her last years, things are getting better and better and better, and she is acting like she doesn't want to miss out on anything. What's the next adventure or great thing going to be? So I'm going to go over now, say goodbye to her before they have her put to sleep. Because there are moments you can't recreate after they're gone. I got the opportunity with her to show that I knew how to be, a better dog dad or dog uncle in her case. Paying her more attention, involving her more, giving her treats, and, spending time with her, because that's really the only gift that matters is your time, because you can't get that back. And they gave us their lives and just asked for our love. And I'm happy to go over and show her love, whatever love she's willing to accept, whatever touch she will tolerate. Because I know that tomorrow or this afternoon I will not be able to anymore. I want her to know, even though she can't hear me because she's deaf and really can't see very well anymore either, that I love her and I'm grateful for her. The only way I know how to touch her and to spend some of the time that she has left near her. I always used to say to my parents, she was the literal physical embodiment of that song from The Little Mermaid. I want to be where my people are. She just wanted to be where we were, underfoot, in the way. Anytime you took a break and sat down, it was, oh, it's time for me, right? Anytime you had food, oh, that's a treat for me. That's how we knew things were bad, is a dog who used to eat anything and everything hasn't eaten a thing for over a week. I feel bad. I'm grateful for all the time that we got to be with her, for the extra time, for her being here to console me with the loss of my dog, and to be someone with skin on from whom I can have physical touch and physical affection in a time when we're all supposed to be social distancing, when we're cut off from each other like never before. Because this is a way where I will be cut off from her for at least the rest of my time here on earth. And I hope, because I don't know, there are dogs in heaven, because they're what I look forward to seeing there most. I know it may sound really weird. They absolutely love me, absolutely. She was always excited to see me. My dog used to always come to the top of the stairs to see who it was, and when he would see me, his eyes would get big, and he'd race down the stairs as fast as he could. And there's a photo in the other room of him at the one time I was able to capture it clearly, in good quality, even though he's like super tiny at the top of the stairs. I'm so glad when Daddy comes home. And I can imagine nothing more heavenly for me than when I die, for all the dogs I have known and loved to come and greet me and run towards me like he used to. I've never named them in public before, so I'll name them now. Jasmine, Scooter, Lady, Tut, Pepsi Cola, Chewy, Aragorn, Sweet Aragorn, Rose and Lillian, Romeo and Juliet, Storm, Breezy, Astro, Sweet Indiana. And other puppies that I loved and knew that I sold, but who I got to know from the time they opened their eyes until the time they drove away in someone else's car. Whatever they were named, we named them, but that doesn't mean those people kept those names. This is my dog family. It's a pretty big family. And most of the best times of my adult life have a dog in them. Most of my favorite places in the world, places that I shared with my dog. I say most, not all, but most. And I'll miss her. It's funny when you're faced with loss what you miss and how you feel about things. It's funny that last night I knew it was time. I looked at her, the way she was breathing, how weak she was, and I knew it's time to say goodbye. I wasn't weepy. I knew it was right. But I will miss her. And a part of me will die in about an hour with her. Definitely that part of my life will die because I won't be able to spend time with her if I want to. So it's another reminder from my channel to your life that if there are people and things in your life that you love, spend time with them, let them know. They do not love who do not show their love. Take the time now while you have it, because whether they die of a viral pandemic or I don't know exactly what's wrong with her or why she's going to die. The other dogs that I know have died mostly died of cancer. So that's what beagles die of. One had liver failure. But if they're still here, take the time today to tell them that you love them. To show them that you love them. Spend time with them. Give them of your time. Because that's the only thing that's really ours to give. Our free will and our time. And you don't have very much of it. Use it wisely. Godspeed. May you have love in your life. May you recognize it while you still have time to enjoy it. Benefit from it and reward it for being there and being true. Take care of yourselves.